Stewart and Lynda Resnick are the entrepreneurs behind the wonderful company, previously known as Roll Global and Roll International until 2015. They built an empire from the ground up that now rakes in $4.6 billion in annual revenue. It all started in 1979 when they bought a failing floral wire service company, Teleflora. The Resnicks tweaked the business model by adding keepsake vases to the flowery delivery, and it was an immediate success. They then grew Teleflora through a number of acquisitions until eventually it became the largest florist network in 1997 after acquiring the National Florist Directory, also known as Red Book. Teleflora is still an active acquirer, having bought Interflora UK in 2019. In 1979, the Resnicks also bought American Protection Industries, or API, a security company that provides alarm monitoring services. At that time, it was a wise move as people in the US were becoming more concerned about their physical safety in the wake of riots and civil unrest. API eventually became the largest installer of burglar alarms in the 1980s. The Resnicks then sold the company in 1989 for $105 million to Automated Security Holdings. The couple formed Paramount Citrus Association after they bought a citrus processing facility in California in 1981. And moving into the agribusiness was the smartest move they made. In 1986 and 1987, they purchased thousands of acres of land from oil companies such as Mobil Oil and Texaco, and repurposed the land for pistachio and almond farming operations. They thus formed Paramount Farms in 1989 to house their nuts operations. From there, two brands were born, Wonderful Pistachios and Wonderful Almonds. They are actually the world's largest grower and processor of pistachios and almonds, delivering 450 million pounds of these nuts annually. In 1986, they bought Franklin Mint, a company that produced coins, medals, and other collectibles. The Resnicks turned the company around by partnering with designers such as Givenchy and McFadden, and even partnered with museums to create collectible art. Under their reign, sales grew from $250 million in 1985 to over $600 million in 1995. In the late 1990s, the business was sued by Tiger Woods and the Charitable Foundation of Princess Diana over what essentially boils down to licensing rights. The couple sold Franklin Mint in 2006 to a group of private investors. In 1996, the power couple commissioned a study on the health benefits of pomegranate. When the research showed positive results, they started to build a business around it and launched the Pom Wonderful Juice in 2002. Revenues grew from $12 million in 2002 to $91 million in 2003 and reached $165 million by 2007. However, they ran into trouble with the FTC, which found that Pom was making false and unsubstantiated claims about their products' health benefits. Over the years, Pom launched different product lines such as iced coffee, tea, fruit bars, and supplements, but it ultimately stuck to only their line of pomegranate juice. In 2004, the Resnicks bought Fiji Water, a premium bottled water brand. The couple managed to make Fiji the #1 premium bottled water brand in the US, outselling Evian in 2008. At first, Fiji Water was paying a tax of 1/3 of a cent per liter. But when the government raised the tax to 15 cents per liter, Fiji Water, along with 9 other companies, ceased operations in protest. They claimed that the tax would undermine the industry and they would need to lay off thousands of employees to make up for the increase in taxes. Needless to say, the government dropped the new tax initiative. The brand also faced criticism over its marketing campaign that read "Every drop is green" and over its carbon negative claims. Over the years, Fiji Water expanded into the wine business by acquiring Justin and Landmark Vineyard and launching the JNSQ brand. In 2013, the Resnicks launched Wonderful Halos mandarins. They are actually the largest integrated grower of fresh citrus in the US. Their Wonderful Citrus division houses other types of citrus products, such as grapefruit, lemons, limes, and oranges. In summary, the Wonderful Company has built a portfolio of top brands in America. They even have their own in-house sales and marketing agency that services their portfolio of brands. They set up the Wonderful real estate arm that is active in the industrial real estate space in California. They are developing 3 industrial business parks that leases space to Fortune 500 companies such as Target and FedEx. Apart from that, they own Neptune Pacific Line, a shipping company, and Satera, a pest control company. But they can't be all that wonderful, right? They face their share of criticism over the massive water consumption for their nuts operation and their ownership of the Kern Water Bank. The water bank, which served as an emergency water supply, was originally state-owned until it was turned over to farmers, including the Resnicks. At the time, it seemed like a fair deal since the farmers gave up most of their paper water rights during that exchange. However, the Resnicks, who owned the majority of the water bank, used the reservoir to store water they bought from the government to later sell it back at a premium in times of drought. With all that in mind, what are your thoughts about the Wonderful Company? Have you ever bought their products? Did you know about their portfolio of brands? Let us know.